Good morning, children. In this video, I am going to deal with another lesson of your course book, The Mango Story. It is a story in story which has fun and at the same time it gives good message. So let's begin. It was a day the children of Springer's school looked forward to Grandparents' Day. Now in this line, few things are important to understand. The first is the phrase looked forward. Looked forward means to wait for something excitedly. And the another is Grandparents' Day. Children, do you know many countries in the world celebrate the Grandparents' Day? Though the dates are different in different countries, but the motto is same. It is celebrated to honor and express gratitude towards our grandparents' constant love, care, and support. In India, it will be celebrated on 9th September this year. So take this day as an opportunity to delight the heart of your grandpa and grandma in the sweetest manner possible. Let us come back to the lesson. In Springer's school, children always wanted for this day because this day means loads of fun. Loads of fun means so much of fun like storytelling, games, activities, and singing. Amit's grandfather, Mr. Sharma, was quite a favorite with the children of class 5. He always had funny stories to tell. He would ask the children questions in between, sing a song or two, and sometimes get them to wear masks and act. So, why Amit's grandfather was all time favorite with the children of class 5? Because he had better ways of telling stories, which include some comic essence, some singing, and sometimes enacting the roles while putting masks. And we all know that in between coping up with the syllabus, recreation is very much needed. What story are you going to tell us today, Grandpa? Asked one of the children. Do you want to hear an animal story or a funny story about silly people? A funny story about silly people. They all chimed in. Chimed in here means to agree in chorus or to speak together. Well, I have got your story ready. But first, a riddle. As Grandpa used to ask questions in between the stories, so he started with a riddle. One day, a man was walking through the streets when he saw a small fruit shop. There he saw an apple and a man, and Grandpa coughed and go. Then he paused. Paused means to stop and asked, what did the man buy and eat? But the children were impatient. Tell us the story first, the children demanded. So the children here were very impatient to listen the story. So they said that they would give the answer later and demanded Grandpa to narrate the story first. So Grandpa began his story. A certain man by the name of Gopal was expecting a visit from a friend he had not met many years. He knew that his friend liked mangoes very much, so he asked his servant to go and buy the finest mangoes. Gopal was very delighted to meet his friend who would about to come and visit him after a very long. And hence, to welcome him, Gopal ordered his servant to buy and bring the best mangoes from the market. When the servant came back, he showed the 2 mangoes he had bought to his master. Gopal was satisfied that they were the best. Now he told his servant to dice them. To dice them means to cut them into pieces and serve them to the guest when he arrived. The mangoes smelled oh so sweet. I wonder what they taste like. If they smell so sweet, they must taste even sweeter, thought the servant as he cut them. I'll taste just this one piece. So the smell of the mango tempted the servant to add one piece. However, he couldn't resist the temptation to go on eating. One became two, two became four, and soon there were no more mangoes left. After eating one piece, the taste and the smell compelled or forced the servant to eat more. The greed became stronger, and then he ate two, and then four, and soon there were no traces of mangoes left. Suddenly, he saw the guest coming towards the house. Oh no, what am I going to do now? There are no mangoes to serve to the guest. Think, think. Now the servant was in a dilemma. He was in trouble. Why? Because he had to serve the mangoes to the guest that he already served to his temptation. Suddenly, a plan struck his mind. He grabbed a rusty knife, rushed to his master, and said, I can't cut the mangoes, the knife is too blunt. So, what he did? He holded a rusty knife and ran to his master and said that he couldn't cut the mangoes as the knife was too blunt. Blunt means the knife was not sharp. I will sharpen it, Gopal offered and went to the sharpening wheel in the garden shed. And as Gopal anyhow wanted to serve his guest with mangoes, he offered his servant to sharpen the knife and went to the sharpening wheel in the garden. Then the servant ran out to meet the man who was coming. Meanwhile, the servant he came out to meet the man who was coming. Here, who was the man? The man was Gopal's friend. Beware, beware, he said anxiously. Children, anxiously means worriedly, and beware is a word used to alert someone. Don't come to our house, he pleaded. Pleaded here means to request or to beg. So the servant begged the guest not to come to their house. My master has gone mad. He wants to cut off both your ears. And then he added that his master had gone insane and wanted to cut off both ears of his friend. Cut my ears? Exclaimed the man, turning pale. Why? The guest was shocked and turned pale to hear about cutting off his ears. Yes, see, there he is, sharpening a knife, said the servant, pointing at his master. The man saw that his host did really have a knife in his hand and was sharpening it. He also had a very strange look on his face. Children, it's quite obvious to have typical stressed look when you do some dangerous work like sharpening knife. The same look Gopal had, but that convinced his friend about his bad intention. I'm not going in there, he told the servant firmly, and turning around quickly started walking away as fast as he could. Now here the servant's plan worked half, and the guest who arrived turned round and started to walk back. The servant then rushed back to his master and told him that the guest had run away with the mangoes. What? Said his master, horrified. The greedy fellow? Has he taken all the mangoes? The master was equally shocked to hear about his friend that he became so greedy, and for assurance he asked his servant that had he taken all the mangoes? Yes, said the servant. Gopal, with the knife still in his hand, ran after the man shouting, Please give me one, please give me one at least. So what happened, children? Gopal, holding his knife, he ran after his friend, asking for at least one mangoes to leave for Gopal and his servant. The other man thought he was asking for one of his ears and he ran for his life. But there was again a misunderstanding. The other man, that means Gopal's friend, what he thought? He thought that Gopal was asking for one of his ears rather than the mangoes. And he ran for his life. Ran for his life means ran as fast as one possibly can. The children laughed and laughed as Grandpa mimicked the man holding on to his ears and running away. Children, here is a word mimicked. Mimicked means copied. To copy someone's behavior, to copy how someone speaks, how someone moves. So, what Grandpa did, Grandpa copied Gopal's friend, how he was holding on to his ears and running away. And that made children burst into laughter. I can't stop laughing, said Ashraf. And now for the riddle. Has anyone thought of the answer? Asked Grandpa. Now, Grandpa is smart enough. So, he asked for the riddle, and the answer of the riddle that he asked to the students or the children before he narrated the story. Yes, I have, Meena said excitedly. I think you meant he saw a man go, which means he bought an apple. So Meena gave the answer. Brilliant thinking, Meena. Let's clap for her, said Grandpa. And Grandpa praised Meena and told the children to clap for her. And for you, Grandpa, they all chorused. And then all the children clapped for Grandpa too. So, what did you learn from the story? Asked Grandpa. Now, a boy, Zoe, who observed or listened the story very promptly, very nicely, he gave the answer. Don't do bad things and you won't have to tell lies. So, what message do you get from the story? That you shouldn't do bad things so that you shouldn't have to tell any lies. Grandpa was happy that they had understood the story. Thank you, children.